Should we be doing direct ab training? Do we even need it? A lot of people have opinions on this, and I'm going to ask you to set your opinion aside here. We're going to discuss some of the evidence and the science-backed research, and we're going to do that right now. I recently made a video about if crunches were hurting or helping your back, and that sparked a conversation about do we even need direct ab training. So my opinion on this is yes and no. I'm going to say it's 70-30, 70 to the yes, 30 to the no. I want to present some of the EMG data behind this and explain my philosophy and why I think we should be doing it, but maybe not everyone. There are two trains of thought here. One is when we work out, we're fatiguing our abs enough with exercises like squats, deadlifts, or shoulder press, just to name a few, while the second train of thought is obviously the opposite, that we need direct ab training to develop a strong core and strong abs. I think both sides have merit. We do work our abs when we do exercises that require bracing and hollowing, and for the other side, we can get a solid core from direct ab training. But let's see what the data has to say about it. In 2014, a study that looked at EMG data during the back squat, it examined how active our abs are during the squat. Well, according to the data, they weren't as active as you might thought. We saw the rectus abdominis, typically what we think of as far as the six-pack. We saw it was roughly 4% maximum voluntary contraction, or MVC for short, going forward during the eccentric phase, which is the lowering of the weight, and roughly 10% during the concentric phase, which is the lifting of the weight. When we look at external obliques, we find the eccentric phase being roughly 10.5% MVC, and the concentric phase being 21% MVC. I do want to note that the erector spinae are highly active during this movement, but our focus is on the abs. Well, you're probably thinking, what about an exercise like the deadlifts? Well, we found some EMG data on that as well. We're definitely seeing better maximum voluntary contraction, as you can see in the data on the screen, but we're still averaging in the mid-50s and low 60s. But we know we can maximize these contractions in a simple movement like a crunch. As a study that tested EMG in loaded crunches show here, even on the first rep, they found corresponding MVC even when hitting relatively high reps. Now, I don't want to argue which ab exercises are the best and which ones are going to allow you to fatigue your core the most or build the best six-pack. Maybe in another video we'll do something like that. Now, I know EMG data is not everything. There are other factors like reps, load, and the speed of a rep. I feel the risk to reward here is very little, but I feel you can reverse that argument as well. For example, if your goal is to have a shredded six-pack and your body fat percentage isn't low enough already to where you can see your abs, you're probably better off spending your time doing a more calorie depleting exercise. Or if you're someone that has limited time to exercise, you're better off not skipping a major muscle like legs, back, shoulders, or chest just to mix in 5 or 6 sets of abs. And herein lies why I said no for some people. There's no one-size-fits-all glove. Everyone has different goals and they're working towards something else, while other factors might limit their workouts. Things like time restraints, body type, starting point, end point. In a perfect world where everyone did resistance training 4 or 5 days a week for an hour each set, I would say that there's probably no excuse to not mix in direct ab training. But for the average person might only get into the gym twice a week, you're probably better off taking that time and working larger muscles. You're probably going to have a better benefit at the end of the day. Since we already established that we do have a level of activation in our core, so we're really not skipping our ab work. We're just spending time not skipping other body parts. But as everyone knows, we don't live in a world like that, and there are other factors that are going to limit our ability to train and to exercise. And from the study I quoted in my previous video about crunches, I think the authors summed it up pretty well by stating the following. Basic core strength and endurance will be realized through performance in most non-machine-based exercises such as squats, rows, deadlifts, and push-ups. That said, targeted core exercises may serve to enhance sports performance, functional capacity, and physique aesthetics. I think this plays in really well about what I was saying before, depending on someone's goal. For someone like a bodybuilder or maybe an athlete who really works within that little percentages of trying to get above the competition or the next person, that might be more beneficial for you, or maybe even like a power lifter or something like that. I'm not necessarily saying that this is going to be the key to your success, but it might give you a leg up on the competition. This doesn't supersede your other training, so it's not like it's more important if you're trying to deadlift more weight. Hitting your abs isn't more important than practicing your deadlifts. You should continue to deadlift, and once when you feel like you're starting to plateau, mixing in more core training might be something that helps you elevate your ability to deadlift. With that being said, I think most of you get the gist of where I'm going with this. Yes, ab training plays a part, but it's not everything, so there's a mix between these two answers of a yes and a no. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like the content, click like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Also, watch one of these videos. It's on this side or that side. So we'll see you guys in the next one.